This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Everybody was kind of freaking out, and he just kind of walked around like nothing even happened.
A witness describes the moments after a man shot someone just steps away. What we know this morning about the RV park double shooting on Silver Lake just ahead.
Also, local nurses hitting the picket lines this morning for a third straight day. We're going to have a live update on the largest nurses strike in Oregon history here in just a minute.
And it is the first day of summer. Rod Hill is live at the Vancouver waterfront all morning long doing weather. Hey, friend, we miss you.
Drew said he likes it when I wave.
We do.
Hey!
Oh, double wave. Whoa, that blew me away, Rod.
We have your summer forecast coming up. All right, actually, I'm told we have your summer forecast coming up right now. I think Eric's showing that barge. Well, sometimes you get confused. I'm 62. I'm not as sharp as I used to be. All right, a lot of action on the Columbia River. I can't believe how quick that barge is moving. It was on the other side of the I-5 bridge not that long ago. All right, your day planner. A beautiful first day of summer. We are starting off with temperatures in the 50s, mid-50s to about 60 degrees throughout the metro area. At noon, 76 in Portland, and a high today of 91 degrees expected. The summer solstice is at 1:50 this afternoon. That's, of course, when it will officially become summer. We're on this big dock right on the river right now, and you can feel the river's moving us a little bit. Here's Chris McGinnis.
Probably a pretty good wake from that barge that just went roaring by, right? No interstate bridge lift from that. Thankfully, the traffic is rolling along just fine over the interstate bridge right now out of Clark County. Out to Hillsborough we go. That looks good as well. And the trip out of Fairview is fair right now on Interstate 84. So we're in good shape out there. A reminder for anybody that rides the red line to the airport again tonight, TriMet testing their new MAX trains. And to do that, they have to run shuttles. Buses, that is, from Gateway to PDX. That starts at 7:30 tonight through the end of service, 3:30 tomorrow morning. Guys.
All right, Chris, thank you. Investigators in Cowlitz County are looking for a motive in an apparent murder-suicide near Castle Rock. Deputies were called to an RV park called Streeters Resort on Silver Lake yesterday morning to reports that a man had been shot. Take a listen to what one witness saw, who tells us he was making breakfast when this all unfolded.
What really bothered me was the fact that the gentleman was shot inside the building and ran out, and he was waving his hands, and I thought maybe there was a fire. And he screamed out, "I've been shot," and the guy came out behind him and let him have it.
They say the suspect also fired at the owner's wife, but missed. He then wandered around the park before going inside his RV and shooting himself. A SWAT team used a drone to fly inside the RV when they found the suspect dead. Investigators say the suspect and victim knew each other, but haven't said how. Though several witnesses told us the victim owns the resort. The sheriff's office says it will release the identities of both men after they notify the families. And a reminder, if you or someone you know is struggling, help is available 24/7. Just call or text 988. That's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It provides confidential support and crisis resources. Again, that number is 988.
Police in Tigard are looking for a man they say vandalized more than a dozen homes under construction and caused about $200,000 worth of damage. Investigators say surveillance video caught him on camera the past few nights, targeting developments on Southwest 150th between Bull Mountain and Beef Bend Roads. And they say he also targeted properties on Southwest Roy Rogers near Jean Louise Road. Police think he could be connected to the vehicle or vehicles we see right there. It looks like it's some type of dark colored or gray sedan. Here's what one of the developers told us.
It is without a doubt the worst vandalism we've ever had in the 28 years that I've been with this company, and worse that I've heard in this area ever.
If you recognize the man in this surveillance video or these cars that we're showing you here, you should call Tigard Police.
We have a few updates on several stories that we've been following over the last week. Investigators now say that a mechanical issue sparked the propane tank fire that shut down I-5 on Tuesday. Police also say that they found the driver, they're cooperating, and they say there is no indication of criminal behavior. The propane tanks were loaded onto a trailer, but the vehicle hauling it was nowhere in sight when crews got to the scene, seeing this at about 4:30 Tuesday morning. This obviously brought traffic on both sides of the highway to a standstill. The northbound lanes were shut down for 12 hours.
The manufacturer of the ride at Oaks Park that had riders trapped upside down last week will lead the investigation into what happened. The ride got stuck last Friday, trapping 28 people, not only upside down, but 100 feet in the air for about 25 minutes. Oaks Park reopened on Saturday, but the Atmosphere ride there says, or the park says, the Atmosphere ride will remain closed until this investigation is all through. Once the manufacturer figures out how the ride got stuck, the park says a state qualified inspector will step in to determine if that ride is safe to operate again.
Early results show Jervis voters have recalled the mayor and 3 city councilors. Marion County officials will appoint new city leaders who will hold those positions until the November election. We reached out to the mayor, who told us she and council members are disappointed but believe they've done everything they can for the city of Jervis.
Now at 6 o'clock, thousands of nurses at 6 Providence hospitals in Oregon are moments away from hitting the picket lines. In fact, they may be out there right now because it is 6 o'clock. That's the time they're scheduled to picket this morning. 3rd straight day, Devin Haskins. And this morning we have you live out there at Providence, Milwaukee.
Yeah, good morning. So with it being the 3rd and final day of this strike, it still remains unclear on when all of these nurses that are on strike will return to work. And that's because the replacement workers, the contract for them ends Saturday night. So some of the nurses will return to work tomorrow. Others will have to wait till Sunday, the hospital says. I want to show you some video as things are getting set up here at Providence, Milwaukee. This is video from yesterday morning in Southwest Portland at Providence St. Vincent. The Oregon Nurses Association is in a contract dispute with Providence. Nurses demanding better benefits, competitive wages, and more staffing, and a smaller nurse-to-patient ratio. Providence says that they believe their latest offers are fair, offering higher wages and comparable benefits. The hospital, though, is pushing back on the safe staffing levels, saying that they are following a new law just passed that sets the current nurse-to-patient ratio, and said the union helped get that law passed.
A nurse would struggle to find those finer points of what might be happening with a patient that they're starting to decline if they're too busy with too many patients.
If they're not happy with where the law is or what those ratios are today, that needs to go back to the legislature so that it can be looked at by that same coalition instead of trying to put that in our contracts.
Now, once this strike ends later today, it's on the two sides will go back to the bargaining table to try and hammer out a contract. It's unclear, though, how long that process will take.